Many people keep saying that using honey regularly will have many health benefits because it has a lot of nutritional values. It is helpful in reducing our weight, it helps to reduce our blood pressure, as well as it helps to improve our immunity. So, and some of the diabetic patients keep asking us that, sir, can we use this honey instead of sugar because it has got so many health benefits, and even some say that this honey will also reduce our blood sugar level. So can we use honey instead of sugar or jaggery? For this, we need to know three things. So one is, what is the composition, what is the content of this honey, first thing. Second thing, how this honey is being produced by honeybees. Third is, what is the reason, what is the purpose of this honeybees producing this honey. So first is coming to the composition. So composition, so main component of this honey is carbohydrate. Second, in that carbohydrates, two types of carbohydrates are there. So one is the fructose, which is in 38%. Second is the glucose, which is 31%. So other than carbohydrates, very little quantity of protein will be there, less than or even just 1% of protein will be there. Almost fat will not be there. Then along with this carbohydrate, next thing what we see is the vitamins and the minerals. So a lot of vitamins and minerals will be there. Same with the vitamins. So majority of the B2 vitamins will be there. Vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B5, vitamin B6, folic acid, as well as vitamin C will be there. Then coming to the minerals, it will have certain minerals, so like a calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, as well as zinc will be there. Along with these vitamins and minerals, the honey will have certain amount of amino acids, antioxidants, and one more thing is that it will have certain enzymes which are being produced by the honeybees. So these are all the components, these are all the things that the honey will be having. So you may ask, sir, so many nutrients are there. So isn't it healthy to use honey regularly? For this, we need to know how this honey is being produced by honeybees. Honeybees, they suck, they absorb the nectar from the flower, and this nectar is a nutrient for the honeybees. And this nectar will go into the stomach. Again, here the honeybees will have two stomach. Certain part of this nectar will go to the first stomach, so where it gets metabolized and being used as a source of energy. So that is a small portion of this nectar will be utilized for its energy, routine day-to-day energy. And another second stomach what it has got, to that majority of this nectar, major portion of this nectar will go and reach that stomach. But there it doesn't get metabolized, it will not be used by the honeybee. Instead, the enzymes which are there in the second stomach will react with this carbohydrate, that is the carbohydrate of the nectar. The carbohydrate of the nectar is a complex carbohydrate, and the enzymes present in this stomach will break this complex carbohydrate into simpler carbohydrates like fructose and glucose. So these enzymes will break the carbohydrate into fructose and glucose. Now the second stomach will be having the fructose and glucose. So this is not being used by this honeybee. The honeybee again, when it flies back into its hive, there it omits. So whatever the glucose and fructose that is being stored in the second stomach, that will be omitted by this honeybee in its hive. So after omitting again, it allows it to dry. Once the honey is being formed, then these honeybees produce a wax-like thing which covers this honey and protects it from getting evaporated. That means to say, it's a storage form of food. It's a food which is being produced and it is being converted into honey and it is being stored by these honeybees. So what is the reason why the honeybees are producing this honey? Are they producing this to feed human beings or other animals? No. This is a food which has to be used by these honeybees. So when do they use? You may have the question like, sir, every day these honeybees keep flying, they get the nectar from the flower and every day they will be getting the food. Then what is the use of this storing this extra food? Are they greedy like human beings? So not at all. So these honeybees won't get food, that is the nectar, they won't get the nectar. So during the winter season, almost 4 months of an year, they won't get the nectar from the flowers. One thing. Second thing is, during the winter, the weather will be very cold and it will be very damp, so they cannot fly. Honeybees can't fly. One thing is they can't fly. Second thing is they won't get the nectar from the flower. Nectar is not being produced from the flowers. So because of these reason, they won't get the food. To compensate this time, that is almost 4 months, that is from November to February, they have to get food. That's why they store this food. Whatever the nectar they get, they store first, they store in the second stomach, and then they store it as a honey. This stored honey is not only the food for them, but also the baby of that honeybee will also be having the food. They cannot fly, so they need the source of energy. So this honey is being utilized by the baby honeys. Then is it our food? No, it's not at all our food, but still what we do, we snatch this, we snatch the honey from them, as well as we destroy the hive. We destroy the honeycomb, we destroy the hive. So by doing this, what will happen? One thing, snatching the honey, so we are making them deprived of the food. Second thing, we are destroying the hive, so they don't have home. They become homeless, as well as no food at all. This results in death of the honeybees. You might be having question that, sir, even in ancient days they were using these honeybees. Definitely, it's true. Our ancestors might be using these honeys so for the past so many thousands of years ago. So because at that time, what I feel is, in the forest, when the people were there in the forest, when they were not getting the food regularly, at that time they might be, so question of survival was there. At that time they might be using this honey as a source of energy. So otherwise it is not a human food. Nowadays we don't have any deficiency. We have the knowledge to grow the food. We have the knowledge to feed other people also. That's why we don't suffer these deficiencies. Abundant food will be there, and we don't need the food of other species or other animals. So next question is, people may ask, sir, it has got so many nutrients, it has got health benefits. Coming to the nutrients, so most of the nutrients what I mentioned, like carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, which are there in this honey, will also be there in any fruit. If we take a mango, when single mango will be having more carbohydrate, more vitamins, so more iron, more minerals, so than this honey. So scientifically speaking, honey is not a human food. So when we consume food which is not ours, that too when we consume it regularly, it may result in certain health hazards. Just think over it. Be happy, stay healthy. Namaste.